Hello Tamers, and welcome to the second round of the Biggest Dreamer Cup Gaiden, where the two friends, Kazu and Kenta, will clash. Kenta has the first move. Security setup. Digimon standby. Let's open the digital gate. Hatching, Cyborg evolves into Blue MarineAngemon. Then for 2 costs, the Tamer, Kenta, is played. Turn over. Hatching, Pagumon evolves into Sunarizamon. Then Guardromon for 2 cost. Finally, for 4 cost, the endless blocker, Mechanorimon, is played. Turn over. Blucomon emerges. For 1 cost, it evolves into Sealamon. Then for 3 cost, Strabimon is played. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 hybrid Digimon and or 1 blue Tamer from among them to your hand. 2 and 3. The hybrid type Dipenmon is added to the hand. Then for 3 cost, Sealamon will evolve into Dipenmon. On evolve, for each Digimon your opponent has with no evolution cards, 1 draw. There's 1 Mechanorimon, so 1 draw and turn over. Guardromon moves out. For 3 cost, first it will evolve into Andromon. On evolve, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 level 6 machine Digimon from among them to your hand, and trash the remaining. 1, 2, and 3. Raidenmon is added to the hand, the remaining are trashed. Then, paying 3 cost, Andromon will evolve into the machine elemental of water, Suijinmon. 1 draw. On evolve, you may trash 1 card with machine or cyborg in its traits from your hand to return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So by trashing Fujinmon, Strabimon is returned to deck bottom. Turn over. Hatching, Cyaromon evolves into Blucomon. And now, paying 4 cost, Dipenmon will evolve into the majestic ruler of the tundra known as Blizzard Fang, the Phoenix of Ice, Frost Velgermon. 1 draw. On evolve, trash the top evolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no evolution cards to the hand. So at this moment, Andromon will be discarded from the bottom of Suijinmon, and Mechanorimon is bounced. Now this is especially powerful because Andromon can give blocker during the opponent's turn, so Suijinmon is no longer capable of blocking. With Caramon's inheritable, since an opponent's evolution source was trashed, 1 draw, and with Blucomon's inheritable for the same condition, plus 1 memory, so Frost Velgermon can now attack on 12k DP. Check! Guardromon on 6k, trashed. Then for 4 cost, the twin Tamers, Sora and Joe, will be played. Turn over. Hatching, Pagumon. It evolves into Gotsumon. Now, Kazu will play 2 cost to evolve Suijinmon into the heavyweight, electromagnetic master of machines, Raidenmon. 1 draw. On evolve, you replace 1 Fujinmon, Raidenmon, and Suijinmon from your trash at the bottom of this Digimon's evolution cards in any order to gain 1 memory for each card placed. So the Fujinmon from the trash is now placed at the bottom of Raidenmon. Memory plus 1. And with that, Raidenmon attacks, aiming for Frost Velgermon. On attack, if the total colors of level 6 cards in this Digimon's evolution source is 3 or more, this Digimon gets plus 3k DP until the next time your opponent's turn ends. And if it has 4 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon De-Digivolve 1. Well, in this case, the level 6s in Raidenmon's evolution source are Fujin and Suijin. So there's a total of black, green, and blue, 3 colors. So no De-Digivolve, but it gains plus 3k DP to 15k. With Sunarizamon, technically this means it gets security attack plus 1, though it's not attacking security. And with Guardromon's inheritable, on attack you may trash 1 machine or cyborg Digimon from your hand to draw 2 cards. So Hagurumon is trashed for 2 draw. But before the attack connects, Frost Velgermon's effect triggers. During the opponent's turn, all of your opponent's Digimon gain. On attack, trash the bottom evolution card of this Digimon, so Raidenmon has no choice but to lose his Fujin. But since he's already gained the 3k DP, Frost Velgermon is crushed. Now for 3 cost, he plays Hagurumon directly from the hand, and on play you may trash 1 machine or cyborg Digimon from your hand to draw 2 cards. So Mechanorimon is trashed for 2 draw. And then for 1 cost, Hagurumon will evolve into Dark Tyrannomon. Turn over, Blucomon moves out. For 2 cost, it evolves into Kumamon. On Digivolve, trash 1 evolution card from the bottom of 1 opposing Digimon. The target chosen is Dark Tyrannomon. And now with Cyaromon and Blucomon, 1 draw and memory plus 1. So Kenta can continue his turn. And for 3 cost, Kumamon will evolve into Dipenmon. Once again, on evolve for each opposing Digimon with no evolution cards, 1 draw and turn over. Active, draw, Gotsumon moves out. Now, the first thing Kazu will do will activate the effects of Raidenmon from the hand. From the hand, main. If you have a Digimon with Justimon or Raidenmon in its name, put this card at the bottom of one of those Digimon's evolution sources by paying 1 cost. So paying 1, it can now be placed at the bottom of Raiden, charging him up. And with that, Raidenmon attacks. Once again, on attack, since it has yellow, blue, and black among the level 6s in its evolution source, it gets plus 3 KDP until the end of Kenta's next turn. With Raidenmon's inheritable, one opposing Digimon gets minus 4 KDP for the turn. The target is only Dipenmon. And then with Gardromon's inheritable, Andromon can be trashed for 2 draw. And with Sunarizamon's inheritable, since Raidenmon's DP has exceeded 13k, it is now attacking for 2 checks on 15k. First check, it is another copy of Kenta, which is now played. And second check, Marine Chimeramon, 7k trashed. Now Dark Tyrannomon will evolve into Andromon for 3 cost. Again, on evolve, the top 3 cards of the deck are revealed. Okay, Fujinmon is added to the hand, the remaining 2 are trashed and turnover. Hatching, Kyarumon. It evolves into Blukomon. Now, because Kazu has added Fujinmon to his hand, Raidenmon will be able to start firing off De-Digivolves the next turn. Rather than evolving, Kenta needs to do something about Raidenmon's evolution sources. So for 3 cost, he plays the Tamer, Tommy. On play, trash 3 evolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. The target chosen is of course Raidenmon, which will now lose Sunarizamon, Pagumon, and Raijinmon. And then with Kyarumon and Blukomon's inheritables once again, memory plus 1, 1 draw, and turnover. Active, draw, hatching, Pagumon, which evolves into Toy Agumon. Now first, Raidenmon will go for security on only 12k DP since it no longer has enough colors in its evolution source. But with Gardromon's inheritable, Mechanorimon can be trashed for 2 draw. Check. And it is another copy of Kenta! How many are there in the security? So it seems my mad blue luck is starting again. Finally, for 3 cost, the Tamer, Kazu, will be played. Turnover. Blukomon moves out. And the first thing it's going to do is attack security on its 3k. And so finally, Sora and Joe's effect can be activated. During your turn, when you attack with a blue Digimon, you may suspend this Tamer to trash up to 2 evolution cards from the bottom of one opposing Digimon. And the target chosen is Andromon, which loses Dark Tyrannomon. Since an opposing evolution source was trashed, with 2 Kyarumons, that's 2 draw, and with 1 Blukomon, memory plus 1 to 3. And check! It is another Kazu, which is now played for free. Things are getting heated up. Next, Dipenmon will launch an attack on 7k DP. Check! Toyagu on 1k, trashed. And finally, Kenta will do this. He activates his own effect. During your turn, when you would play MarineAngemon from your hand, reduce its play cost by 1. And since there are 3, they stack for a total of minus 3 cost. So paying 11 minus 3, 8 cost. The Aquatic Princess, MarineAngemon, will now be played from the hand. Before her on-play is triggered, Kenta uses his own effect. During your turn, when your blue Digimon is played, you may suspend this Tamer to trash the bottom evolution card of one opposing Digimon. Then if the Digimon that was played is MarineAngemon, trash the bottom evolution card of all opposing Digimon. So one Kenta, well, let's suspend the bottom one. So first trash Gardromon from the bottom of Raidenmon, and then both Gotsumon and Raidenmon will have their evolution sources discarded. Now this is when MarineAngemon's effect activates. On play, for each of your opponent's Digimon with no evolution cards, recovery plus 1 from the deck, but your security cannot become 6 or more by this effect. There are 3. So recovery 1, 2, and 3 to max life and turnover. Active, draw, Toy Agumon moves out, and Kazu does not have lethal. But at the start of the main phase, Kazu's effect, when you have a Digimon with Cyborg or Machine in its traits, gain 1 memory, and since there are 2 of him, memory plus 2 to 7. However, Toy Agumon and Gotsumon are frozen in their tracks because of Dipenmon's effects during the opponent's turn. While a card with Hybrid in its traits is in this Digimon's evolution cards, none of your opponent's level 3 Digimon can attack. But Kazu has a way to play around it. Paying 4 cost, he evolves Andromon into another copy of Raidenmon. 1 draw. On evolve, You may place one Fujin, Raijin, and Sujinmon from your trash at the bottom of this Digimon's evolution cards and gain 1 memory for each card placed. And there is one of each elemental in the trash, so all 3 are now placed at the bottom of Raidenmon's evolution sources. I'm choosing this order, Fujin at the bottom, followed by Raijin, and then Suijin. Since 3 were added, memory plus 3 to 6. And then Raidenmon attacks. With Kazu's second effect, during all turns, when your Cyborg or Machine Digimon gets suspended, you can suspend this Tamer to draw 1, then discard 1 card from your hand. Since he only has 10 cards left in his deck, he chooses not to do so. And then, with Raidenmon's on attack, since he now has black, blue, green, and yellow among the level 6s in his evolution source, plus 3 KDP, and Daipenmon is regressed to Chuckmon. Then with Suijinmon's inheritable, on attack, 1 opposing level 4 or lower Digimon is returned to the hand, so Blukomon is bounced. And with Raijinmon's inheritable, minus 4 KDP is inflicted to Chuckmon. He is erased. Zapped to nothing. And finally, Fujinmon can suspend an opposing Digimon with 5 KDP or less, but there are no targets. Here we go. Security check. 1K on Gomamon. Trashed. The second Raidenmon will attack as well. Check. 7K on Daipenmon. Trashed. And finally, Toyagumon will attack on 1K. Check. Gomamon on 1K, so it is deleted, triggering Pagumon's inheritable. Revealing the top card of the deck, it is Metal Tyrannomon, a black Digimon, so it is added to the hand. Now, for 1 cost, Kazu will use the effect of Fujinmon from the hand to place it at the bottom of the lower Raidenmon. Then for 1 cost, Gotsumon evolves into Dark Tyrannomon. Toyagumon is played for 3 cost, and for 2 cost, evolved into Gardromon. Turn over. Passing over the memory at 1. And since all of Kazu's Digimon now have evolution sources, Sora and Joe does not trigger. Active, draw, and hatching, Kyaromon evolves into Blukomon. Then MarineAngemon will attack Kazu secured. With her attack, Sora and Joe are suspended to burn the bottom evolution source of Dark Tyrannomon. And then security check on 11K, 7K on Metal Tyranno, trash. Now for 1 cost, Blukomon evolves into the blocker, Sealamon. And then for a final 1 cost, Kenta will play the limited option card, Ice Wall. On main, all of your opponent's Digimon gain, when attacking, lose 2 memory until the end of their next turn, and turn over. Active, draw, and hatching, Pagumon. At the start of the main phase, the 2 Kazus pump the memory up to 3, and Pagumon is evolved into Hagurumon. Because of Ice Wall's effects, with only 3 memory, Kazu can only perform a maximum of 2 attacks this turn, so he does not have lethal. For 3 cost, he evolves Dark Tyrannomon to Andromon. The on-Digivolve effect is optional, so he chooses not to use it. And finally, since this one is not a blocker, the bottom Raidenmon will attack, aiming for MarineAngemon. First, with Ice Wall's effects, minus 2 memory, but the attack connects and MarineAngemon is deleted. Turn over. Active, draw, Kenta sends Sealamon out. And then, for 2 cost, Tommy will step up to the plate and Spirit Evolution! Evolving with the human Spirit of Ice into Kumamon. On evolve, trash the bottom evolution card of 1 opposing Digimon, and the target he chooses is Andromon. And thanks to Kyaromon and Blukomon's inheritables, 1 draw in, plus 1 memory. And with that additional memory gained, Tommy will now slide evolve into Kori Kakumon. On evolve, if a hybrid card or Tommy is in this Digimon's evolution source, 1 opposing Digimon with no evolution cards can't attack or block until the end of their next turn. The target chosen is Andromon. Then Kori Kakumon swings for security, initiating Sora and Joe to discard the bottom evolution source of Raidenmon below, allowing Tommy's inheritable to take effect. When attacking once per turn until the end of your opponent's next turn, 1 of your opponent's Digimon with no evolution cards can't attack or block. The target chosen is Raidenmon. But of course, since the upper Raidenmon is a blocker, thanks to Andromon's inheritable, it blocks, and Kori Kakumon is taken out. But he did not go out in vain because he managed to freeze 2 of Kazu's Digimon. And with that, the time has come once again for the triple Kentas to use their power. At 8 cost, a second copy of MarineAngemon is played directly from the hand. Of course, first, once again, Kenta's effects will be used, this time requiring 2 copies to trash Gardromon's bottom evolution source and all 4 of the upper Raidenmon's evolution sources. Such that with MarineAngemon's on play, recovery plus 4 from the deck. But because this effect cannot cause your security to become 6 or higher, that's just recovery 1, 2, and 3. But still, That's more than enough. Turn over, active, draw. Hagurumon moves out, and at the start of the main phase, both Kazus raise the memory up to 10. But at this point, he only has 3 cards left in his deck. He needs to be careful about his evolutions. First from the hand, at 1 cost, Suijinmon will be placed at the bottom of the upper Raidenmon, which now attacks. And with Suijin's inheritable, Sealamon is bounced back to the hand. Security check. 7k on Marine Chimeramon. Trashed. Now Raidenmon and Andromon are frozen, unable to attack, while Gardromon, because of its effects, cannot attack during your turn. So next, Hagurumon will attack. And check. 3k on Strabimon, so it is deleted. And at this moment, Hagurumon's inheritable triggers. Unfortunately, it is compulsory. So the top card of the deck is now revealed. It is Metal Tyranno, a black Digimon, so it is added to the hand. Kazu is left with 2 cards. But at this point, who cares if Kenta gains memory from Sora and Joe's effects? First, for 6 cost, the blocker Dark Tyrannomon is played directly on the field, and for another 4 cost, here comes Mecha Norimon. Turn over. At the start of the turn, Kenta will finally gain 2 memory from Sora and Joe's effects. Active, and draw. No more raising. Now first, for 2 cost, one of the Kentas will step up to the plate and Spirit Evolve into Kumamon. And with its on evolve, the last remaining evolution source on Kazu's field is trashed. Then for 1 cost, it slide evolves once again into Korikakumon. And with its on evolve, Dark Tyrannomon is stunned. And oops, sorry, I forgot to unstun Andromon and Raidenmon since Kazu reached the end of his turn. And now it's time to attack. First, MarineAngemon goes for Kazu's final security. He chooses to let it through. Here we go. Check! And it is just a Dark Tyrannomon for 5k. Trashed. But now that Kazu has no more defenses, Korikakumon goes for the final blow. But of course, Kazu has an army of blockers waiting. He blocks with Gardromon. Both have 6k DP, so both are destroyed in the crossfire. Now, the last thing Kazu will want to see is Kenta's 3rd and final MarineAngemon popping up on the field at this moment. But even with only 4 cards left in his deck, he doesn't have it in hand, because if you remember at the very start of the game with Strabimon Search, it got sent to the bottom of the deck. But instead, Kenta has this. For 7 cost, Marine Chimeramon is played directly from the hand. On play, you may return one of your other Digimon to the hand to return one opposing Digimon with no evolution sources to the hand. So with this, MarineAngemon is returned, and the Andromon with no evolution sources is bounced. And with that, Kazu is only left with 2 Digimon that can attack on his field. Maybe 3 if he evolves Mecha Norimon. Turn over. Active. Draw. Kazu only has 1 card left in his deck. At the start of the main phase, the 2 copies of him pump the memory up to 9. This could be his final chance to take down Kenta before he decks out. First, both Raidenmons attack, of course. First security check, 5k on Seela, trashed. Second check, 1k on Goma, trashed as well. And then, for 3 cost, Mecha Norimon will evolve into Metal Tyrannomon, and Kazu draws his final card in his deck. But at this moment, he still doesn't lose, because in the Digimon card game, you only lose by deck out when you are unable to draw during your draw phase. Metal Tyrannomon has an on-evolve effect similar to Andromon, but of course there are no cards left in the deck to reveal. It simply goes for security on its 7k DP. Final security check for Kenta, and it is Korikakumon. 6k trashed. But with that, Kazu is out of attackers. But he still has this. For 0 cost, the option card, Heavy Machine Digimon's Advance. On main, you may trash 1 Cyborg or Machine card from your hand to have all of your level 6 Machine Digimon gain Rush, and on play, if this Digimon has an evolution card, Blitz for the turn. So by trashing Metal Tyrannomon, he will now pay 12 cost to drop Raidenmon directly from his hand. And Raidenmon's on play is the same as its on Digivolve effects. The time has come. Fujin, Raijin, and Suijin, elemental electromagnetic docking, uniting into the level 6 machine type Raidenmon. Since 3 Digimon were added, memory plus 3. And then, because it has both Rush and Blitz from the effects of Heavy Machine Digimon's Advance, it attacks! Kenta has no blockers on the field and no security remaining. It's a direct attack and the match is over. The winner is Kazu. Now that was an incredible match, and I will see you guys in the finals when Jerry and Leomon duke it out with Kazu and Raidenmon.